You're late, the traffic is heavy, and the kids are starting to fight. You look in the rearview mirror. Jesse's kicking the two other kids in front of him. Hey, stop it, Jesse, stop it! He's deaf to your voice. The two other kids are fighting back. You have to pull over to get control before this blows up. You can feel the anger begin to conquer your self-restraint. What did the Democratic Parenting book say? You pull over, unbuckle your seatbelt, and turn around. 6 young eyes are staring at you. You turn your gaze to little Jesse. Jesse, deep breath. Are you okay? Yes. What's going on, sweetie? Nothing. Why are you kicking Alex and Shauna? Because I want to put my feet up on this thing and they won't let me. He points to the armrest. Well, have you asked them if they would let you? No. Why don't you try asking them now, in a nice way? Alex, Shauna, can I please put my feet up here? Sure, they both say. You drive away, listening to giggles behind you. Phew, that could have gone much worse. If you have a child between the ages of 1 and 12, or no parents in that age, listen up. My name is Blaze Ryan. I'm the author of Democratic Parenting and a dad. I know how hard it can be to deal with a child who doesn't listen or gets defiant. This incident you just heard is a true story. This mother used Democratic Parenting to first capture little Jesse's attention, then to create a solution that works for everyone. But this situation could have gone many ways. She could have used authoritarian parenting by scolding, punishing, or threatening Jesse. She could have used permissive parenting by distracting him or offering him bribes and incentives to be good. But little Jesse doesn't need incentives, distractions, or punishments. What he needs is to learn better communication skills so he can express what he wants without getting into trouble with other kids. Or, to put it simply, he needs to learn how to ask nicely. Democratic parenting shows you how to talk to your kids so they listen, pay attention, and respect you. Children learn how to solve problems and find solutions on their own. Tens of thousands of parents around the world are using Democratic Parenting. We get letters every day from them. Here are a few lines. From Australia, Sarah wrote, "Life is so much easier since getting your program. All the information provided was so simple and easy and really does work. We weren't having major behavioral problems, but it was definitely enough to stress me out, and now it is over and I am happy. Thanks." From San Diego in the USA, Julie Neri wrote, "I can now say I always look forward to doing more with my son, taking into account how well he responds to the tips we've aimed to follow as a result of your advice. Thank you so much for all the help you've sent our way. If my son only knew the things you've taught us, he'd love you guys as well." And from Durban, South Africa, Taranum wrote, "I just downloaded your ebook a few days ago, and I'm happy to say that it has already made a huge difference in my attitude towards my 3.5-year-old and his attitude towards me. It's a win-win situation. I'm learning each and every minute along the way of this beautiful parenting journey." They have read the book and they have changed their lives. Join them today. Your copy of Democratic Parenting is waiting for you. If you're having major issues with your child's behavior, this book is for you. But this book is not just for families with major challenges. This book is for all parents. Just 2 weeks ago, our editor was visiting his family. His 2.5-year-old nephew was playing in the backyard. The little guy was really excited because of all the visitors and was a little more gruff than usual. His mother kept his actions in check by threatening with timeouts. "Do you want a timeout? No? Okay then, stop swinging your toys around before you hit someone." By the end of the day, she had threatened her child with timeouts 12 times. There was no yelling, no freakouts, and nobody got hurt. This is pretty typical in most families. And it sounds reasonable, doesn't it? It's not. The problem is escalation. This weekend it took 12 threats. Next weekend it will take 13. The next, 14. And eventually, threats lose their potency unless you back them up with a real punishment, which is no fun for anyone. It's the same with offering bribes or rewards for good behavior. You'll need bigger and more rewards as your child grows. Or when raising your voice no longer works, you'll have to yell. Then, eventually you'll find yourself screaming at the top of your lungs. This approach is simply not sustainable, and parents eventually run out of power. Democratic parenting, on the other hand, sidesteps these problems. Power is shared, not fought over. Your child shows you respect and consideration, and shows the world good judgment and clear thinking. There are 14 democratic parenting methods described in the book. Some of them you may already use. Applying them together, you will never have to raise your voice, use bribes, or enforce punishments again. Order your copy and transform your child's life today. If my parents ever asked me how they did raising me, I would have to think they did pretty good. They generally follow the democratic parenting techniques, except for a few key items that had a major impact on my personality. One such thing was that as a child, I had to wash dishes every night in order to get my weekly allowance. I hated it. I resented and despised every moment of scrubbing those dishes. And now that I'm grown up and responsible for my own dishes, I have a real problem, because deep inside, I still resist it. Logically, I know that it will only take 20 minutes. And even though I'm fully conscious that I'm avoiding and procrastinating, I still do it. Everybody has these little issues. Many people have no problem washing dishes, but they may have self-esteem issues, or issues with emotional binge eating, or habits of worry and stress. We pick up these habits and patterns early in childhood. Now, were my parents trying to teach me bad habits? Of course not. On the contrary, they thought giving me a routine chore with an allowance would teach me good habits. But it backfired. It had the exact opposite effect they had hoped for. My parents were just doing their best, just like we all are. You see, it wasn't the dishes or the chores that I was resisting. It was how I was made to do them. If approached with democratic parenting, children really love to help out and participate in the home and family routines. In the book, we show you how you can get your child to help with chores without using rewards or threats and without the bitter resentment, which can make parenting so much easier and more enjoyable. You know, most parents are trying to enjoy childhood before their kids grow into teenagers, anticipating the teen years to be a rebellious battlefield. Most parents think this is inevitable, just a part of growing up. But this doesn't have to be the case. Following the techniques in this book, you will have a harmonious relationship with your children today, as teens, and as adults. They will be there to take care of you as you now take care of them. Your children's future and yours await you within the pages of democratic parenting. Turn the pages to a better life today. Life goes by just way too fast. If children teach us anything, it's how fast time goes by. Enjoying the special moments with your child, these are the memories that you will cherish forever. Your child will only be this age once. Soon they will grow to new experiences. Soon they will say goodbye and leave your roof. So soon they will be on their way. Before they go, give them a gift that will last a lifetime. Give them democratic parenting.